Hi, my name is Katie.
And I'm Amber.
Today we will discuss the different parts of the brain and their functions. We will be showing where the different parts are located by pointing them out on the sheep brain. Let's get started. This is the cerebrum, the largest part of the brain. The cerebrum can be split into 4 different parts: the frontal lobe, the parietal lobe, the occipital lobe, and the temporal lobe. This is the part of the brain that controls emotions, hearing, vision, and personality, along with voluntary actions. This is the cerebellum. This is the part of the brain that controls fine movement coordination, balance and posture, and muscle tone. This is the thalamus. The thalamus is involved in motor control, receiving auditory, somatosensory, and visual sensory signals, relaying sensory signals to the cerebral cortex, and controlling sleep. This is the hypothalamus. Part of the brain is responsible for hormone production. The hormones made by this part of the brain control body temperature, thirst, hunger, sleep, moods, sex drive, and the release of other hormones into the body. As this part of the brain may be small, it is involved in many necessary processes in the body like behavioral, autonomic, and endocrine functions, but its primary and most important function is to maintain homeostasis. This is the pons. This piece of anatomy serves as a bridge between other parts of the brain. The pons is involved in controlling arousal, autonomic functions, relaying sensory information between the cerebrum and the cerebellum, as well as sleep. This is the midbrain, also known as the mesencephalon. This part of the brain is a relay information system for the auditory, visual, and motor systems. This is the medulla. This part of the brain controls autonomic functions like breathing, digestion, heart and blood vessel function, swallowing, and sneezing. It also helps transfer messages from the spinal cord to the thalamus. This is the corpus callosum. This part of the brain transfers motor, sensory, and cognitive information between the left and right brain hemispheres. In addition, it is also involved in eye movement, maintaining the balance of arousal and attention, and tactile localization. These are the ventricles. Parts of the brain are a communicating network of cavities that are filled with the cerebral spinal fluid. They absorb physical shocks to the brain, distribute nutrients to and removes waste from the nervous tissues, and provides a chemically stable environment. This is an example of a sulcus. Sulcus is a crevice on the surface of the brain. These can be seen throughout the brain. The pattern of these grooves are slightly different on every brain, but the bigger ones, like the central sulcus, seems to be consistent. This is an example of a gyrus. A gyrus is a ridge on the surface of the brain. Like the sulci, gyri can be seen all over and be patterned differently. The gyri and the sulci work to expand the surface area of the brain in a compact space. These are the olfactory lobes. Lobes are the part of the brain that deals with sense of smell. This is the parietal lobe, part of the cerebrum. The parietal lobe controls functions like cognition, information processing, pain and touch sensation, spatial orientation, speech, and visual perception. If this part of the brain got damaged, problems with verbal memory, ability to control eye gaze, and language would occur. This is the frontal lobe, also part of the cerebrum. The frontal lobe is associated with reasoning, motor skills, high-level cognition, and expressive language. If damaged, changes in sexual habits, socialization, attention, and risk-taking occur. This is the brainstem. Brainstem controls alertness, breathing, digestion, arousal, blood pressure, heart rate, other autonomic functions, and the relay of information between peripheral nerves and spinal cord to the upper parts of the brain. If damaged or loss of function, this could lead to death. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed learning about all the different parts of the brain.